Have you ever wondered if that old penny you found in a drawer, tucked away in a coin jar, or even in your pocket change could be worth more than just 1 cent? Well, the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny is one of those coins that captures the imagination of collectors and everyday people alike. At first glance, it might seem like just another old copper coin, but when we look closer at its design, history, and collectible value, the story becomes much more interesting. Today, we're diving deep into the 1946 1-cent USA coin, exploring its design, the era it was minted, its potential worth today, and how you can sell one if you have it in your possession. Welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the fascinating history and hidden value behind us coins. If you're passionate about coins, history, and collecting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. Now, let's journey back to 1946 and take a closer look at this special penny. The 1946 Lincoln cent belongs to the famous wheat penny series, officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Reverse Cent. This design ran from 1909 to 1958 and was created to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. On the obverse side, or the front of the coin, you'll find the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln. This design was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. By 1946, Americans were very familiar with this design, which showed Lincoln facing to the right, the word liberty to his left, and the motto, "In God We Trust," above his head. On the right side of the portrait is the date, in this case 1946, with a small mint mark underneath it if the coin was minted in Denver or San Francisco. If there is no mint mark, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Turning the coin over to the reverse, you'll see 2 wheat stalks curving along the edges, one on each side. This is why collectors often call these wheat pennies. Between the stalks are the words 1 cent in large letters and United States of America below. At the very top is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. The wheat reverse was a simple but symbolic design representing agriculture, prosperity, and America's growth. Now let's place the 1946 penny in its historical context. This was the first full year after World War II had ended. In 1945, millions of American soldiers were returning home, and the country was shifting from wartime production to peacetime recovery. This meant that US mints were no longer under the same restrictions as during the war. You might remember that in 1943, pennies were struck in steel because copper was needed for ammunition and military equipment. But by 1944, the mints went back to using a bronze alloy made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. In 1946, the same bronze composition continued, except the U.S. Mint removed the small amount of tin from the alloy. From that year forward, pennies were primarily made of copper with a touch of zinc. This change in composition is a little-known fact that makes the 1946 penny historically significant, marking a transition from wartime to post-war coinage. When it comes to mintages, the 1946 penny was produced in huge numbers. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 991 million coins with no mint mark. The Denver Mint produced around 315 million, marked with a small d under the date. The San Francisco Mint added about 198 million, marked with an S. Altogether, that's over 1.5 billion pennies minted in just 1 year, making the 1946 wheat penny one of the more common coins from the series. Because of these high numbers, many have survived in circulation and even in coin collections. But the big question is, what are these coins worth today? For a 1946 penny that has seen regular use and shows plenty of wear, the value is usually just a few cents, typically between 5 and 20 cents depending on condition. That's not much more than face value, but it's still several times its original worth. In nicer condition, though, the value can increase. A coin that still has sharp details, minimal wear, and nice color could be worth between $1 and $5. Uncirculated examples, meaning coins that were never used in daily commerce and have been preserved in mint condition, can fetch anywhere from $10 to $50 depending on the grade. Collectors especially prize coins with high grade certified by professional grading services like PCGs or NGC. A 1946 penny in top condition, graded MS67 with a red luster, has sold for hundreds or even over $1,000 at auction. The red designation is important because copper coins tend to darken or turn brown over time. Collectors classify them as Rhode for red, RB for red-brown, or BN for brown. A bright red 1946 penny that looks almost the same as the day it was minted can command impressive prices. Now, what about rare varieties or errors? While the 1946 penny is common overall, there are some error coins that bring in much higher values. For example, doubled die obverse coins, where the lettering or date looks slightly doubled due to a die error, can be worth significantly more. Other errors like off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or die cracks also attract collector interest. Always keep an eye out for unusual features because these could turn an ordinary penny into a much more valuable piece. So if you have a 1946 penny, how do you go about selling it? First, examine its condition carefully. If it's worn and circulated, its value will likely be modest. But if you think it might be uncirculated or have an error, it's worth getting a professional opinion. You can take it to a local coin shop, where a dealer can give you an appraisal. Coin shows are another good option because you can meet multiple dealers and compare offers. If you prefer selling online, eBay and other auction sites are popular platforms where collectors search for coins daily. Just make sure to take clear high-quality photos of the coin, especially of the date, mint mark, and both sides of the design. For higher value coins, consider submitting them to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Having your coin professionally graded and encapsulated in a protective holder can increase buyer confidence and often raise the final selling price. Keep in mind that grading comes with fees, so it's best suited for coins that are already in excellent condition or show signs of being rare varieties. As with any collectible, knowledge is power. Before selling, do a little research by checking recent sales of 1946 pennies in similar condition. This way you'll have a realistic idea of what your coin is worth and won't undersell it. In conclusion, the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny is a coin that tells a story of post-war America, the transition from wartime coinage back to traditional materials, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln on U.S. coinage. While most of these pennies are common and not extremely valuable, there are certain examples in high grades or with errors that can bring in significant money. Whether you're a casual collector, a history buff, or someone just curious about that old penny in your pocket, the 1946 cent has something to offer. If you enjoyed learning about this coin and want to discover more about the hidden value in your pocket change, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with fellow coin enthusiasts. We've got plenty more coin stories coming your way, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.